Hello and welcome. Thanks for being here. I'm Marquette. This is Mind Body Dallas. I'd like to talk to you today about some of my favorite pieces of advice that I give my young women, and these can be applied at any age and any stage. So whether you've been married for 40 years or you're 40 years old and you're not married yet, we can apply these principles, and these will help you be a classy woman whether you're married or not. And one thing is, whether you're married or not, your love life should stay private. In my opinion, that's the best way. No need to broadcast your private details. Those things are private for a reason, so should stay private. Yes, sharing certain details with certain friends or to make a point, but broadcasting, especially at a dinner or telling the private details of your love life, is just usually inappropriate, uncomfortable for others, and does not elevate you and make you look classy at all. Another thing that I would like to recommend is that you do not talk about how much money you make. Now, you've probably heard me talk about money, and it is important that we do have someone that we can share with, so a safe place to share and talk about money and goals and ambitions and dreams. And it doesn't have to be just a financial advisor or a financial coach. It can even be a dear friend or even a think tank that you're in, a group of women that it's appropriate to share. That's okay, because generally it's a little bit taboo. But if you've read the really great book Boss Vibes by Nita Patel or Rich AF, it both talks about how those things are kind of taboo, but there is a time and place to talk about money. So use your discretion, use your wisdom, and be classy about money. Especially no bragging. So yeah, saying you hit a bonus or things like that, that's okay. But in general, these should be like your best friend you're talking about, or a colleague that you trust, that you know you're in the same industry or something like that. But just generally with your friends, bragging about how much this watch cost, or how much you're making, or how much money your husband makes, or how much the pool you just put in costs, or how much your car payment is, or how much the wheels on your car just cost. Sort of bragging about money, and those things are not making you look classy. So be classy, don't talk about those things. Private matters with your family. So no one really wants to hear this anyway. It's really important that those private matters with your kids stay private. The private matters between you and your husband stay private. If you need help and you're being hurt, abused, things like that, emotionally, financially, physically, and you need help, that's different. Go to someone that you can talk to if you need help, but just broadcasting your complaints and your woes and complaining about your man is absolutely unacceptable and not classy. So keep those things under wraps. Get a therapist, learn how to deal with it, change so that he will change your behavior. As I change, all conditions will change. You've heard me say that. So figure it out, but no complaining about your husband, your mom, your sister, your aunts and uncles, all of that. My cousin who just dissed me on social media, no. All of that is inappropriate, and family matters should be left between you and your family and discussed with a therapist or a trusted friend, but not over dinner, not at a brunch, not willy-nilly with the person at the grocery store, the cashier. So your insecurities, those need to go unsaid. Absolutely no reason for you to be talking about how fat you are, or how skinny you are, and how you've lost too much weight lately, and how you have to do a parasite cleanse, and how you are your nails aren't growing, and how much you hate your nose, and how much you hate your hair, and how your hair is falling out, and that you're insecure about your whatever it is. Y'all, nobody wants to hear it, first of all. Secondly, it doesn't make you look good. It's attention-seeking behavior, so it confirms how insecure you are. And my advice to you is to get secure. Be secure. The only way to be secure is to be secure. And I'm sorry that that sounds so ridiculous and so easy, maybe even too easy, but it's true. You've got to practice being secure in yourself and being secure in your skin, and practice loving and accepting yourself. So you might practice some EFT, emotional freedom technique, the tapping revolution. You might look up Nick Ortner and practice tapping. Learn how to overcome those insecurities and be confident about yourself. Be confident, because that is a really sexy, adorable, attractive quality. Nobody wants to hear how skinny your lips are and how big your ears are and how fat your ass is. So please, if you will, don't talk about your insecurities to really anyone, but definitely not your man. Your husband is not paying attention to your insecurities and your less than qualities. He's looking at all of the things he loves about you, and don't even point those things out to him. If you need help with some of your challenges, that's where it's great to get a coach, either a personal trainer or a therapist. These options can be free. You can find free resources. You can journal. You can buy a book. You can talk about these things in a safe space, but definitely this attention-seeking behavior is not classy, and I highly recommend avoiding that behavior. Drama and gossip about others is absolutely unacceptable in every regard. Gossiping does not make you look better. It does not elevate you at all. It reveals you. It shows others that you're willing to talk and make disparaging comments about others. And so when they leave the conversation, they're probably wondering what you're saying about them. It doesn't make you a trustworthy person. It doesn't make you classy, and it doesn't make you respectful. No one wants to be talked bad about. And if you're saying something about someone that you wouldn't want them saying about you, even if it's true, then do not let it come out of your mouth. Be kind. If it's not kind, don't say it. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. My grandma used to say that. Grammy Sophie used to say that. And it's true. It's age-old advice, and I highly recommend you take that advice and really, truly take it to heart. What else? Revenge stories and trying to get revenge and being bitter. Don't become an old biddy, really. These women who've gone through nasty fights with girlfriends and nasty divorces and becoming an old biddy is so unattractive. It's actually a little bit repulsive. It pushes people away. It pushes men away. It pushes your dreams, your goals, your success away. So don't talk about how you're going to get revenge and how salty you are, and how don't listen to songs that talk about that. And don't be bitter. Don't get bitter. Get better, right? Don't let yourself become an old biddy, an old bitter hag. Be better than that. Use your challenges. They weren't drowning you. They were teaching you to swim. So whether your biggest challenge is your mom or your dad or your former husband or a child of yours, don't talk about how bad it was and how icky and sticky and yucky. Talk about what you've learned, or don't talk about it at all, really. Talk about something better. I'm not saying sugarcoat your life, but to most of your friends and family and neighbors, they do not want to hear how bad it's been, all the SHIT you've gone through. They don't want to know. They don't want to hear it. It drags them down. Honestly, misery loves company, but joy throws a better party. So joy loves company too, and invite those people over and talk joyful talk. You know how to do that, and you know those friends that you love being around that are joyful and pleasant and wonderful. And it's not, like I said, sugarcoating or hiding from the clouds in your life, but it's focusing on those silver linings. Results speak louder than words. Honestly, you don't need to announce that you are getting off of Instagram, or quitting Diet Coke, or I'm quitting cussing, I'm quitting drinking alcohol, I'm quitting spending too much money, I'm a shopaholic, I'm not going to spend any money this month. Some of those things are okay if it's Lent and somebody asks you, what did you give up for Lent? Oh, you know what, I gave up going to North Park. I'm not going to shop at North Park for the next 40 days, or I'm not going to do online shopping for the next 40 days, or I'm not going to have any alcohol for the next 40 days. But posting a huge post on your Instagram that goodbye, this is for farewell, I don't know when I'll be back, but I'm getting off of Instagram. Honestly, it's attention-seeking behavior, like I mentioned earlier, and it's unnecessary, and it is like, no one really cares what you're doing, and so just do you, and actions really do speak louder than words. You do not need to announce yourself. You just need to show up and be the best version of you, and that's enough. That speaks louder than words, truly. So no need to announce yourself. Honestly, in general, I want to continue in that before I move to my next point is oversharing on Instagram in general is just a bad habit anyway. Get in the habit of being more private. No one needs to know every drink you had, every meal you had, every headache you've had, every swimsuit you've tried on, every thought you could have possibly thought, the A, B, and the C of your overthinking. Like, honestly, it's too much. It's oversharing, and you need to learn how to journal and process those emotions and feelings and words and all of those things on your own and in the privacy of your own thoughts in between your two ears and your heart, of course. I would say oversharing, you need to remember that even if it's a private account, but a lot of us have so many followers though, even if it's a private account, like your parents might be following you, or your colleagues might be following you, your boss, friends, cousins, siblings, and some of that stuff is just too much, truly. And even if it's a private account, some of those friends still do not want to know every detail. It's wearing them out, and it's probably wearing you out, sharing all of that. You would have so much more energy if you weren't pouring so much out of yourself, of just like what you're thinking on a moment by moment pattern, or moment by moment, I should say. So anyway, just maybe one or two more here. I just really think to be classy, my recommendation for you to be a classy wife is not revealing any secrets entrusted to you. One of my favorite things to say is, hey, listen, just reassure the woman that's talking to you, nothing leaves these four walls, you can trust me. And then actions speak louder than words, like I just mentioned. Do not share other people's secrets. It is so inappropriate, and it's a great way to ruin a friendship, burn a bridge. That is not your story to tell. And that's a great thing to remind yourself when something is about to slip out of your lips. Just, you know what? It's not my story to tell. So just switch the subject. You don't have to say, oh gosh, I was going to tell you something, but I really shouldn't. I don't want to gossip. That also is like asking for them to just basically beg you, oh, go on, just tell me one thing. Just tell me about the divorce. Just tell me what she's going through. Which school did her kids get into? And it's not your story to tell. It's a secret, and that is you should be honored and proud that someone is willing to trust you with their secrets, and keep that trust. Really, truly realize how blessed you are to have someone's trust, and keep a confidence. I mentioned this earlier with the money and how much you make. Your worth is not defined by how much money you make, and if you live a lavish life or a relaxed, quiet life, a simple life. Don't let those things define you. Also, though, bragging is so, I don't want to say ugly, it's kind of a strong word, but bragging is not very attractive. It puts people, you're basically bragging because of something. You're trying to one-up someone, or you're trying to show how worthy you are, or it's attention-seeking behavior again. So you're bragging about something that's bad, bragging about something that's good, bragging about something that's bad might be called complaining. But anyway, bragging is just ugly. One of my dear clients taught her 3 kids ever since the very beginning is, when someone comes to your home, you are hosting them. They're not coming over for your entertainment. You are hosting them. Number 2, don't brag. if you follow these 2 rules, you will be a good friend and you will have good friends for the rest of your life. And she said that her kids are all now graduated from college and they've never had drama, never had issues, never had any problems with other kids, because they followed those 2 rules. So simple rules. And anyway, I hope you liked all of those rules. Stand there shining. You know, the lighthouse doesn't run all over the island looking for boats to save and convert and convince. Just stand there shining. It's very attractive. Rock your crown, you guys. You are queens. You are a queen, I should say. And rock your crown and be the light. See you next time.